Congratulations. You
Thank
should
you.
be so proud.
Thanks so much.
So, my first question is in Paw Patrol, the Mighty movie, how did you approach the challenge of balancing the expectations of the established TV series while also delivering a fresh and engaging storyline for the big screen?
It's a great question. I think for us, what we really wanted to do is something that they just don't have time to do in the TV series, which is really get into character backstory and an emotional journey for Sky. We show her insecurities, we show her tackling them, and ultimately coming out victorious. So at the center of the story was really tracking this arc for Sky, and then in terms of managing the expectations from the series, then we bring in the rest of the pups around her and we have the rescues and we have all of that other stuff. But at the core of it was really mapping out Sky's story and making sure that it was emotional and engaging for the audience. And hopefully for people that love the character, they get to learn a bit more about her and go on this journey with her.
I definitely caught the vulnerability aspect of her character, but I also love that it's relatable for kids, that it's allowing them to feel that it's or kind of validate whatever insecurities that they experience truly. So my next question is, can you share some insights into the creative process of adapting an animated series into a feature-length film? Were there any specific elements or themes you would wanted to explore that were uniquely suited for a movie format?
Well, I think from the show, what we loved were the characters and their relationships to one another. And so we wanted to keep all of that intact so that they felt familiar and felt like a world that fans of the show were welcomed into and they knew. And then in terms of the it's a little bit retreading what I said on the last question, but in terms of taking it to the feature film world, was being able to slow down enough and use that longer format to explore a character through her struggles and her successes. And I think, to echo what you said about Sky, is to kind of validate that life can be hard. And we watch this journey of difficulty and then persevering through that difficulty. And I think the longer format allows kids to kind of go on that journey, and hopefully they feel sad for her when she's sad, and when she's triumphant they feel that they've kind of watched that journey of accomplishment, and hopefully can apply it to their lives too. When they go through something difficult, they can find their way to overcome and bounce back from it.
Bob, when you took on this position in writing this, can you tell me what your creative process looks like and kind of just give us an overview of what that process of yours looks like?
Absolutely. Well, when Cal and I started writing the movie, I mean, we're writing it together as a team, which is great because it's a lot of talking about the characters, talking about the story. And I think for this, because we were making a superhero movie, one of the great conversations that we had that made its way into the writing was just what are the expectations of the superhero genre? How can we kind of put that into a Paw Patrol film? And then how can we kind of turn it on its head a little bit and make something that is going to be original and interesting and unique for people to watch? And so for us, the opportunity to make a superhero movie gave us the chance to, write something that was big and action packed. And I mean, to speak to what Cal was saying too, one of the things that we were doing as we transitioned from the show to the feature world is just we had more money for explosions and special effects and all that other cool stuff, but all that amazing action is ultimately rooted in the story and in the character, and we're not just having action scenes and then story scenes. I mean, really every moment in the movie is hopefully leading to the next one. And so from a writing standpoint, that's what we're always doing, and we're always sort of focusing on how that character is driving that story.
Right. Well, that brings me to my next question. Animated films often contain hidden messages or life lessons for the audience. Could you discuss any underlying themes, moral values that you aim to convey through the film?
Yeah, so I think there are two kind of main ones that stand out to me. One of them is Liberty's story. you know, she doesn't get her superpowers right away when the other pups get their powers. And we thought that was an interesting story to explore, because all of us in our lives go through this time where we're trying to figure out what it is that we have to contribute, and what makes us special. And so we thought following Liberty through that story would be really engaging. And you see, she's actually starts out by trying to copy the superpowers of the other characters, and it doesn't get her anywhere. And it's only in the end, when she realizes it's going to be something unique to her, that she discovers her own superpower. So that's one. And then the other one's Sky. Maybe I'll let Bob, do you want to talk about Sky?
I mean, absolutely. Sky's journey throughout the whole thing is one of going, no pup's too small, really, learning. She starts and she feels that she's a character who feels small and feels like maybe she can't do it. And then throughout the journey, yes, she learns that. And I think the thing about that that's so nice is we were able to tie in, if you're a fan of the series and you've watched, No Pup's Too Small is something that Ryder has said throughout the entire show, and we wanted to really kind of show the backstory of that. And that's something that can apply to anyone who's watching. If you're a young kid, it can apply even if you're not small. Just the experience of being a kid, you feel like there's all this stuff that you want to do, but hopefully it has some resonance, and it can apply to adults as well.
I love that. My last question. The Paw Patrol characters are each unique and beloved by fans. Can you tell us about their challenges and joys of expanding on their personalities and adventures in the feature film?
Sure. I think what we try to do when we're expanding on the characters that people know and love is try and keep the core of what people know the character as, and then try and dig deeper into where they came from, what their fears. We all have fears and insecurities, what those might be, and kind of explore that, and how they might overcome them.
What
Bob?
about
Yeah.
Bob?
Oh,
About
well, I
your
mean, the same thing, I mean, I think that, just a larger kind of palette to work from. And, I mean, it's, we have our favorite characters. I mean, I'll call out Rubble as one of our favorite to write for, just because we get to do so many jokes and he's one of the funniest pups. And so, I mean, that's the type of thing, but really each of them is unique, and it's nice to be able to, kind of expand on those specific personalities and kind of write something so they feel unique and different.
Yeah, they definitely do. And I love that they all have like their strengths and their little quirky personalities. So I love that, because then children have an opportunity to maybe relate to some of them and feel connected, maybe to one particular character. But thank you for your time. Congratulations, gentlemen. You guys did an incredible job. And I am so excited for my family to see this. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Thank
Angela.
you.
Really appreciate it.
See you
See ya.
later.